Alright folks, I had some parts from Millennium Falcon out in front of me. We're going to start talking about lighting and making a plan for our lighting. I'll be honest with all of you, I usually don't make a plan for lighting. I just make sure I have too many supplies and then go at it. You know, like if I think I'm going to use red LEDs, I make sure I have 3 times more LEDs than necessary. I already have all that on hand. I've got 5mm and 3mm red, white, yellow, and blue. The 5mm blue are a little harder to get, but I got a few. With all those LEDs on hand, I got enough. I've got the LED light tape too. I've got fiber optic ranging in many different sizes because I went to the fiber optic store and just bought one of his light packs, which had a wide range of different sizes in it. So I've got 2mm down to I think 0.25mm fiber optic. So let me pull the cockpit out of this thing and clip it off the sprue and set it up, because that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to start with the cockpit, and we'll start talking about what we're going to do there. So I'll be back in a bit. I am so underwhelmed by this cockpit. I mean, I'm going to show it to you guys. There's no detail to it. I didn't even get the figures out. I might go looking for some 1/72 figures because those figures suck. Alright, but anyhow, let's get in here and let you guys take a good gander at that cockpit. Camera, of course, does not want to behave itself today, but that's the way it is. Alright, let's get that white paper out from under it too. Well, there she is in all her glory. You know, when you're watching the movies, you can see there are 4 chairs in that cockpit. How many do we see here? 2. And what's with this messed up bulkhead door that sits back here? I mean, it's clear. That's cool. What are you going to do? Throw an LED behind it or something? Alright, let me go get something. Be back in a second. I'm going to trim and clean these parts up too. But I'm just not overwhelmed by this cockpit. It's kind of suck. Hello everyone. This is take 4. Take 1 and 2 are in the great dustbin in the sky because I was angry. I saw the cockpit in this thing. Just horrible. Okay, I'm going to have to do a lot of mod work on this. And I was kind of angry because I didn't want to do any mod work. I wanted to get to the lighting, get the lighting done, and then get on with building the ship. But I'm going to have to build a cockpit because there isn't a cockpit. Literally. These chairs right here are not what you see in the movie. I don't know what these are. These remind me of the Commander Kirk's chair in Star Trek. 2 of them bolted together with a center console between them and headrest. Captain Kirk never even had headrest. I mean, the Millennium Falcon doesn't have headrest. Not on the front seats. The back seats do, not the front. Okay, speaking of back seats, let's show you the back seats real quick. There. We assembled, this is the entire cockpit that came with the model. Right here. Where are the back seats? There aren't any. Where's the front console? There's a console here. There isn't one. So I'm going to have to come up with those back seats. I'm going to have to come up with that console before I can even begin lighting. Now I'm going to have to drill a big old hole right there for some fiber, because I'm going to fiber up the console. Speaking of other bonehead maneuvers by the people that designed this kit, this is the back wall. Back wall of the Millennium Falcon does not look like a subway hatch in a sub. It just doesn't. So I don't know what they're doing there. And these consoles over here don't even exist in the real kit. I know because I've got some good photos of the back wall. Also, Outer Space Outfitters, this guy right here, he did make a photo set for the cockpit to upgrade it. And that's going to help tremendously on that cockpit. And I'm going to use it. So I'm going to replace the sub hatch right here with a plain styrene disc. And I'm going to attach his photo upgrade to it. And I'm going to put some fiber optics through that photo upgrade to get some blinking lights back in there. Speaking of which, This started off as being the lighting plan for the Millennium Falcon. I'm going to put that on hold until I get some work done on this cockpit. Also, I usually don't do a lighting plan. I said that in the first part of this. I usually just kind of go at it. And I can already tell you the cockpit's going to get a lot of fiber optics. Okay, and I'm going to use the thinnest, smallest fiber optics I got. Simply because this is 1/72 and little blinking lights aren't going to be big. Alright? I may use some fiber for the watch your headlights that are all over the bottom side of the ship. They're red and there's like 15 or 20 of them. I have the exact number written down someplace. And I'm going to use LEDs for the landing lights. I want to build her landed. I'm going to make the engine work, yes, but I want to build her landed. So I might do a couple of different switch setups so that you can turn the engine on and off, and you can turn the landing lights on and off. So there we go. I don't know the exact number. What I'm going to do is just make sure I have overkill. So, you know, I've got probably 40 red, 40 blue, 40 yellow, 40 green LEDs in 3mm and 5mm. And I've got 50 feet of fiber optic from 2mm down to 0.25mm, I think. I'll have to check. But I've got lots and lots of different sizes of fiber optic. Good place to get fiber optic is a fiber optic store. Okay? And they come in, if you buy 50 feet, they come in reels of 50 feet. The prices are reasonable for what you're getting. The more you buy, the cheaper it is. That's the way it works. So I'll put a link to the fiber optic store at the bottom of the video. Okay? So that's where I stand on this. I'm going to get scratch building. I will film what I'm doing. I'm not going to film the scratch building. That'd be boring. You guys don't need to watch that. But I'll film what I'm doing, and if I make any templates, I'll post the templates someplace and make a link to them. But I don't think I'm going to make templates. I think I'm just going to start building. I need to go find some photos of the cockpit and see what I got there, too. So, there you go. I'm going to get at it. I will be back as soon as I get something accomplished. Hello, everyone. I started working. You see I got the razor saw out. Over here, I got bags of styrene and piles of styrene so I can make a console. I took a little bit to stop and think and try to decide what I was going to do with this before I began. And while I was doing that, I got a comment on my review video of the Millennium Falcon. It was Model Man Tom. And he said there are only 2 cockpit seats. I took the gunner seats and modded those into the cockpit. Okay. I started looking at the gunner seats that came with the kit. The gunner seats look like the front 2 seats in the cockpit. Alright? So I hacked apart the center console with my razor saw and freed up those 2 chairs. Here's one, here's the other. Alright, let's zoom in on this so you guys can get a better look at my work and what I'm doing. Alright, there's the center console, what's left of it. Right there. Okay. These are the 2 seats that used to be attached to it. It was one solid piece with the center console sitting between them. Thusly. Okay. Took the razor saw and fixed that issue. Just hacked it apart. Yeah, I got my little Chewbacca out. My little Han Solo and my little... If you get a magnifying glass and look at this figure, he hasn't got a face. I don't know what the heck he is. Let's see if we can set that down where it will show on camera, because I'm trying to zoom in too much. Let's put him in a chair and put him on camera. There we go. Anyhow, he hasn't got a face. He hasn't got much of anything. Yeah, you can see it right there. These figures really, really are poor. You know, they really, really could have done a better job on him. Because this guy's got some sort of space helmet on? I don't know. Let's look at Chewbacca up close. Hey, at least halfway looks like Chewbacca. If he'd been eating prunes for a while and was constipated and couldn't get anything out. And then we got Han Solo here. Let's see what he looks like. You know, this is the best of the lot, and it's still hurting a little bit. But I digress. Anyhow, I hacked the seats apart, got the gunner seats out. There are two of those, and again, they look a lot closer to the actual seats that were used in the front part of the Millennium Falcon. Alright? They look a lot better. So, they are going to be the new front seats. I'm going to take the old front seats, make them the back seats. I'm going to hack them apart some, because the back seats they shouldn't be too hard to scratch build. I got some really good reference photos. I'll put a link down at the bottom of the video where I found the reference photos. But I got some really good photos of the seats, so I can get away with hacking these things apart and getting them ready for use as new rear seats. Once I get that done, I can start working on the console. I've also got some good reference photos of the console and the cockpit and what it looks like. So I will start hacking that together. I'm not going to try to recreate it perfectly. I don't think my scratch building skills are quite that good. We'll find out. Anyhow, just wanted to stop and let you guys know what was up.